recording.
And I posted a tweet, and we are live on Twitch.
We're live on YouTube.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. So, this is not a normal day for us to be streaming, but
yeah, it's just a really late Monday. Yeah,
it's a really late Monday.
It's a really late Monday. What was I doing? Oh, I'm gonna be fixing up some stuff on Twitter on my end. In the meantime.
Sounds fun. Anyway, so as all of you guys probably have at least heard about, Valve announced something called the Steam Deck, not to be confused by the name of the product that Elgato announced, the Stream Deck Mark II. On the same exact day. I have no idea why each of those companies thought that was a good idea. Well, okay.
That's hilarious.
To be fair, Elgato probably never had any idea Valve would do something like this. But come on, Valve. You knew Elgato was having an event. And
that's how they got them. That's how they got the extra publicity. The people who missed the extra R in Stream Deck are like, oh shoot, wait, what is this device?
So, yeah, I mean, there's that, I guess. Anyway, so basically it's a portable device similar to a Switch that is supposed to play PC games instead of like mobile games and like, you know, console games. So, yeah. Have you heard anything about it, Jared?
I've definitely heard the name thrown around a lot as of recent. I haven't personally heard anything about it. I've been primarily taking this opportunity to catch up a little bit on my information through a article through, of all places, IGN. So my experience is limited.
What is your initial impressions on the said device?
It's chunky.
Oh, I mean.
But other than that, I mean, it sounds like a really promising device. You know, it's cool to see the idea of having a device that can both be handheld and, I guess in this case you can dock with like USB-C per se. To see that move on from just Nintendo IPs to games you can just straight up play off of PC. Hey man, we're looking at some pretty good handheld stuff at least going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does seem impressive. I do have feelings about this device I'm going to get into later. I'm going to share my opinions on this later.
Is this because it's chunky?
Let's stick with the pure facts first. So, they have a custom APU in it. It runs on a Zen 2 architecture and uses the RDNA 2 architecture for the graphics processing. It looks relatively small, unlike what Jared said, chunky. I think that this is pretty normal size for what a device like this would be. I mean, in comparison to the Switch and other devices, this really isn't. Although there is one huge design advantage that this thing has over the Switch. Triggers. Like
triggers.
Real, bona fide, analog
proper triggers. That's nice. That's really nice to have.
I don't know why they ever thought that was a good idea not to have something like that on the Switch. So, it also has, you know, thumbsticks, a touchscreen. But what I find interesting is that they have 2 trackpads on either side of the screen. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean,
I don't know what to do with that.
People, I mean, inside of the, what's it called again, demos and stuff like that, it looks like they use it to aim more accurately. Like, I mean, Well, I mean, since this is a PC game, I mean, I guess that means that there's not as much aim assist on these things, so I don't
No, that's
know.
true.
I don't know how I feel. So it also has a gyroscope, so theoretically, you'd be able to also use that to help your aim a bit. So what, as many of you that has played like COD Mobile and other like mobile games know that gyroscope fine tuning for your shots is actually pretty good. It's pretty accurate. So it comes in 3 options: a 64 gigabyte option, a 256 gigabyte option, or a 512 gigabyte option. The issue with the 64 gigabyte is that it's not an true SSD. It's an eMMC storage, which it just means that's a bit slower. It means it's a good amount slower.
Alright.
Yeah. And it runs SteamOS. And there's supposedly supposed to be a dock coming out. So I think that that's all the facts, right?
Yeah, that pretty much sums up everything, if I recall.
Like, without coloring this with any sort of, like, you know, feelings or whatever, I feel like, okay. And, well, I guess I'll just say that it's impressive because it's really low powered. The APU power draw is only 4 to 15 watts, according to the spec page.
Yeah.
And the GPU has 1.6 teraflops.
Hey.
Has haptics.
I respect them. Hey. That's pretty dope.
It has a 1280 by 800 pixel screen, a 16 by 10 aspect ratio, ambient light sensor, like, you know, any other handheld.
Oh, yeah.
It uses a regular PD. Nintendo, please, for the love of God, please, just use USB-C PD, not your own proprietary power protocol that may or may not fry the switch if you plug a regular power delivery plug into it, please. You know about that, right, Jared?
I've heard of reasons. Well, I've been made aware that, like, in certain cases and through certain third-party docks, switches can be bricked. I'm guessing that's particularly the reason why.
Yeah. So, like, it's not like if you just plug it directly into the switch. It's really if you use it to power the docked mode.
Yeah.
So if you plug like a regular MacBook charger, you're running the risk of it either not working or you damaging it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't use standard PD power delivery. It's a protocol that almost everything uses. That's USB-C to, you know, charge. Except for switches.
Yeah. It's Nintendo. They do what they want.
Yeah, they do what they want, and they somehow mess up something with a universal type of port. I have no idea how they managed to do that.
Yeah. Gotta find an extra way to make that proprietary, yeah.
Anyway. So, from there, what's your thoughts, Jared?
Oh. I mean, again, I'm not really sure what else extra to add on this besides, I mean, oh yeah, it is an impressive feat, you know, being able to have, you know, a good amount of power, still be efficient enough to let it run as a handheld device. And yeah, the idea that, well, besides the usual computer in your pocket kind of thing. I don't know if this is pocketable per se, but a portable way to enjoy like PC gaming and whatnot. I guess it's, I don't know. I find it impressive. I'm not sure if it's particularly something that I'm looking to invest in anytime soon, but I think it's just neat to that it exists per se.
I feel like I have a very unpopular opinion on this. I don't like it. I mean, the concept is golden. Okay, so the framework that I'm coming from here is that the Switch exists.
Okay.
So yes, this is a enormous upgrade from the Switch, like in terms of hardware. I don't think that has the power to keep up. The reason why I feel like that is that you're talking about, I think, 1.8 teraflops. That's slightly more power than the Xbox One S. And we are on the brink of bringing in the new generation. I mean, I know that the Xbox Series X, the PS5, has been out for a year? About a year, give or take? What do you...
Let me look this up real quick.
November 10th, 2020. Okay, not quite a year yet. But
roughly,
we're getting there.
Yeah.
You're getting
a little over half. Or well over half.
So, well, either way, that actually helps my point even more. I don't feel like we've seen a single truly next-gen game yet. Do you feel like you could get behind me on that one?
I don't think I've physically seen one of the next-gen consoles.
Well, there's that too. But you know what I mean. Yes, there have been games released exclusively for the PS5, Xbox Series X that claim to be next generation, but I mean, if we look at the history of the consoles, you don't truly get to see next gen until about a year or two into their life cycle. When companies finally decide, hey, we need to cut off the previous generation, scrap it, burn it.
Right now we're just seeing, if anything, like HD ports or HD like DLC kind of stuff for the next gen. Eventually we're gonna get, like you said, like we're starting to get near the point where we may see some true next gen stuff begin to approach off the horizon.
And the reality is that the reason for this is product cycles. I mean, you can't develop a game. It takes years to develop a AAA game.
That's true.
It's not a fast thing. And you could go the route that Ubisoft tried to take with the Xbox One. Make a massive game that they assume that will run well on the next generation hardware because they assume that, it's more powerful than it's going to be. And then you release Unity.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're completely honest about Unity, great concept, beautiful world, runs great on PC, but consoles had major issues, both due to bugs and due to actual, performance.
So bad you can tear your face off.
And then in the next game, Syndicate, they toned back the amount of stuff that they were doing. Like they know, okay, here's our limits. Here's where we stay. We don't want to add the extras. even though technically it should have been a more crowded area.
Oh, yeah. What was that? Industrial Revolution London?
Yes.
London, yeah. Yeah, that would have been some packed streets.
Yeah, that should have been, but it wasn't. But it was because Ubisoft knew, hey, these are the limits. We're not passing it this time. We're not making the mistake a second time. So, I mean, of course, there's always a possibility that a game developer could guess and get it right on.
Yeah.
But I don't think that there's many game developers out there that want to take that risk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we haven't scratched the surface of what next gen is.
Yeah.
Like, ray tracing is still very minimal. I mean, AMD literally only released their DLSS competitor, so of course consoles couldn't be taking that into consideration when making games just yet. So, yeah. So back on topic. Well, I mean, that is on topic. So, the reason why I feel like this Steam Deck isn't going to go that well is because, yeah, it'll work now. Two major issues. It starts shipping in December, but if you try reserve it right now, it's backed up until Q2 of 2021. Or 2022.
Oh, yeah.
So you're already starting to... I feel like by that time in 2022, you're going to at least see a few truly next-generation games. And those few people that have this are going to be sorely disappointed in being able to... not being able to play those games.
Yeah.
With decent settings.
I could see that.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
Yeah. Admittedly, before finding out that the thing was set till holiday, I honestly thought that they found like one of the perfect times to launch out a device like this. Because like you said, we're still waiting for like truly next gen games to come out. Right now, we're still waiting for... I mean, they're slowly rolling back in, but we're still waiting for next gen consoles, and for that matter, like the better end graphics cards, like the 30 series, and I think Radeon is kind of struggling too. I think,
yeah,
if I recall, yeah. So, yeah, if you told me that like right now, like you'd be able to like purchase or maybe like pre-order for like the next few months, then I'm like, oh, they like hit like the perfect time to just go for it, but. I don't know, when we're getting into December and even later into, like you said, Q2 of 2022, at that point, I don't think we would have gotten out of the whole shortage on graphics cards just
Actually, that might be happening sooner than later. Okay, so let's talk about another news topic for just a moment to bring some context. China has banned crypto mining.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Meaning that currently the market is being flooded with used GPUs. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I hope it does, since right now the market is being flooded and prices are actually down to MSRP, give or take. I feel like there's going to be a cascading effect. Like right now, I believe people have reported in China you can get GPUs below MSRP. Of course, that hasn't quite hit the United States just yet. But I think that there's going to be a cascading effect where, okay, it's going to take a bit, but as the market starts to, catch up in the rest of the world, they'll be like, okay, we need to lower our prices. And then, it'll force like scalpers to start panicking. Being like, oh no, I need to get rid of this before, I lose money. because you know I'm sure that people don't necessarily want to lose thousands of dollars.
No, yeah. I don't think that's in anyone's best interest as of right now.
So I feel like they're going to start panic selling them just to make sure that they don't lose money.
Hmm.
You know, end up being like, okay, I've made a good amount of money already. I think it's time to close up shop type of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
So
Okay.
I don't know
We
if
could
that's
look.
going to happen, but I have this feeling that might end up happening.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, a major market has pretty much banned off the one of the biggest reasons why you'd get yourself so many graphics cards. So yeah, eventually, if they start going below MSRP, then eventually, well,
Yeah.
their effects will eventually trickle. And it's on the plus side. That means there's a good chance we can get ourselves some 30 series maybe by holiday. You
Maybe.
feeling holiday?
I mean, there's also the aspect of China getting out of the crypto game. Crypto, it's already low, going even lower.
Right.
Miners are gonna be like, well, this isn't working for us anymore.
Yeah, the crypto market itself is just not as valuable anymore. Unless something weird
We
happens.
could
Unless
blame
Elon
that
Musk
one
sends
on,
out a
yeah,
tweet. Yep.
exactly.
Yeah, waiting for Elon Musk to tweet cryptocurrency into I don't know
Distance
what
once
kind of
again.
state. Yeah.
He tweeted it to go up, and then he tweeted it to go down. All we need is back up again.
Yeah. It's all on you, Elon Musk. We're waiting on you to figure out the state of cryptocurrency. The weird world we live in.
I know.
But yeah. Otherwise, beyond that, with the potential resurgence of graphics cards thanks to the whole crypto ban in China. And I'm assuming by the time holiday, or at the very least by the time quarter two 2022 comes around, we should be seeing, was it
More
the
graphics
resurgence
cards.
of resurgence of graphics cards, and I'm hoping that the consoles have leveled up by then too.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
all of you lucky people out there that went to Best Buy this morning, hope you guys got it.
Hey.
So Best Buy this morning actually had a in-person in select stores GPUs.
Okay.
So, I mean, if that's an indicator of how the GPU market's doing these days.
Yeah. We actually had them in physical stores. I mean, in select physical stores, where you can physically go to one and physically get a graphics card.
Well, I'm sure that these people like waited from last night, but
Yeah. But you can actually do that now.
well, in Hawaii, Micro Center's been doing that apparently for launches.
Oh. Yeah, we don't have the. Kind of
Yeah.
bummed we don't have the.
What's
That seems
Micro
like-
Center?
What is a micro center?
I don't know.
I keep
What's the
seeing
Christmas
other
tree?
YouTubers advertise on it, but I've never known it myself. I think it's a myth. It's too good to be true. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you want to know what I feel like the nail in the coffin of this is going to be? Oh, actually, let's not talk about the nail in the coffin yet. Tell me, Jared, how many games can you put in 64 gigabytes?
I can run a little over half of the original what was it called? Warzone. I can do a little over half of no. I'm pretty sure it's well over 100 gigs at this point.
Oh
But
yeah, it is.
was
well
the
over
original
100.
100 gigs?
I don't know. Well, guess
I
what
feel
game
like
you
if I
probably
didn't have
can't
like
play
any,
on this thing unless you install Windows on top of it.
that's true. Oh, there you go. I can install Windows 10 in it.
Well,
Maybe 2 or 3 version copies of Windows 10 on it. That's about it.
so yeah, I feel like that's one of the big issues. The $400 price tag nets you 64 gigabytes.
No, yeah.
$400. That's not an impulse buy at that. So we're already talking about, okay,
Yeah.
64 gigabytes is unusable. And it's slow to begin with. So, okay,
Yeah.
minimum $529. That's not an impulse buy anymore.
No,
That's
yeah.
a think about
I
it
think
for a
that's
moment.
even slightly more than the current consoles, aren't they?
Yeah.
You buy them at MSRP? Yeah.
But if you really want to play a few games, you need to go up for the 649 version, the 512. That.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of games running. Or if you're
Yeah.
big onto the good stuff, the AAA stuff.
You know what I'm trying to say here, like that's a lot of money. $650 for 512 gigabytes. This isn't like we're not selling a work computer. You're selling a gaming computer.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying here, right? Like, this isn't something that you can use cloud storage with.
No, yeah. No, yeah. That's kind of, yeah, yeah. That would be a no-go.
So yeah, 64 can't do anything with it. 256, okay, it's inconvenient, but getting there. 512, okay, I can do something with that. But 650.
No, yeah. It's a pricey one.
Yeah. That's my feeling on that. But okay. Okay, tell me, what do you think is going to be my nail in the coffin here?
Hmm.
Any guess?
Is it going to be battery life?
No. But you know what? Why don't you talk a bit about what you think about this? I talked a lot about this.
Battery life?
Well, I don't know about anything about this before I tell them the reason why I don't think this is going to succeed.
Nah, I guess all in all, that does raise a really good point about that one. Yeah, because if you're looking to get this to run all the high end, the AAA games kind of things, storage is definitely going to be a really big really big struggle for that one, unless you cough up for the 650 for that one. Admittedly, I kind of came into the mindset of because for me personally, a lot of the games that I've gone in has been kind of a little bit on the lower end. I've been kind of hanging on in the indie game spot or the really old game kind of spot. So I'm pretty sure I probably still need to upgrade from 64 gig because let's be real. I'm
my
still looking
argument
at
for you,
529, which is kind of a lot for a machine to run my indie games wherever I want to go.
You know the argument I have for you on that one?
Yeah.
A Switch.
That's true though. A lot of them usually have a way to port into Switch, so yeah. Yeah, I appreciate the idea coming from No Duckras in the chat to wait for a Steam Deck Pro.
No what?
That sounds very expensive.
What? What's in the chat?
Yeah. That's it?
What's in the chat?
Oh, Was it? Is Twitch user No Duckras.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream, by the way. Great to have you here. Thank you for the follow as well. And I have not personally reserved a Steam Deck. I'm assuming by his comments recently, I'm assuming he has not invested. But oh yeah, because well, he has I believe you had a nail in the coffin reason for that one.
I think that the reason why this will fail is SteamOS.
SteamOS.
Yes, the argument can be said that you can install Windows on it. The issue with installing Windows on this is that Windows is not optimized for this form factor, meaning that, you know, it's going to be hard to navigate, it's going to be hard to realistically do much. And then, well, of course, a Windows license costs money. And who knows what that's going to do to battery life. Because
that is true. Windows has not exactly been known to be a very power efficient thing.
So, I mean, yes, you probably couldn't. And okay, the people that are buying this device, I don't know if they're going to install Windows on it. I don't know if they know how to install Windows on this. I mean, there's like you and I. You and me. But normal people, the everyday. Do they know how to install like Windows on top of a device?
I can see that. Plus, I feel like it's a little bit of I don't know. I personally, like, even if I did, well, I mean, I know how to install Windows. We've gone through the whole process of building a computer. Well,
that's arguable, Jared.
That's a very argument. Yeah, I just thought about that. It's very arguable considering how it's currently installed on my device.
I don't know how you messed it up.
Just to quickly reference on that. So recently, this guy helped me build the current machine that's running our stream right now, which I have dubbed the Dream Machine. I mean, it's not exactly a very high-spec machine to begin with, but it's the very first time I've ever actually built a PC, so, you know, the dream has been achieved, per se. So, you know, all the components run on it, as you can tell. But, so of course, the final bit to this is we have to install Windows on it. So initially I had 2 hard drives in my machine. We have one Samsung, I think it's an 860 SSD. We had a 500 gig SSD and a 1 or 2 terabyte Western Digital, a standard hard drive on it. I was just gonna use the Samsung as my boot drive, you know, install Windows 10 onto that, just run purely from there, and then have my Western Digital as storage. So technically, the files for Windows 10 is all on the Samsung SSD. However, if I recall correctly, the actual boot up files or the boot drive,
the bootloader,
the bootloader itself is on the Western Digital hard drive. So I have to ensure that both of my hard drives remain in peak condition. Because if one of them fails, Windows is gone for me.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, we could always fix that up when Windows 11 finally rolls around. Which, to answer your question, no, Dakras, I believe, did they actually give a specific date, or was it just holiday?
There's not a specific date just yet, but there have been leaks that point to October.
Oh, okay. So we're looking at, I'm assuming if all else fails, sometime late this year, but yeah, you should probably seeing it around October.
Yeah.
Likely, but yeah. Or if you happen to want to dive in, is the dev version like a thing you can just hop into, or you just gotta
the dev version isn't public. That's for actual developers. Who knows when they're going to actually go into. Yes, I do actually believe that Linux is the future of gaming. I don't believe that that future is here yet.
Uh,
Yeah, I just saw that.
oh, from the best Cushy.
Because okay, I do try game on Linux from time to time. The reason why I really don't think that the Steam Deck's going to work because of SteamOS is because it's just finicky from time to time.
Yeah, we're
And
in a
I
rough
mean, for
transition.
like people that know how to use Linux very well, that's fine. They expect the bugs, but for your everyday consumer that expects perfection, I actually tried it like I want to say 2 months ago, give or take. It was definitely recently. I mean, the bugs aren't bad, but the performance isn't quite up to spec. Like I have had some performance drops. So yeah, I mean, it's improved a lot. I'm not gonna deny it. It's a night and day difference. So yeah. Anyway, Jared. So I'm not, that's the reason why I just feel like it's, not gonna be too successful at the very least at the moment.
Hmm.
What what do you have to say about it?
I could see that. All in all, to kind of catch you up to speed, we were initially talking about Valve's new Steam Deck. We're talking about to kind of sum up and to both as a kind of summary and as kind of as an agreement. It is concept wise, it's really great. It's good to finally see, like something beyond the Switch kind of act as both like handheld and gaming, but the way it is right now with like the I guess memory demands of especially like higher end games, and the only way you can really meet high end games for that memory is with the most expensive, the 649 version, and of course by the time it comes out, it does have to compete with with more people who've happened to have their hands on like the 30 series cards or the most recent graphics cards, as well as the next gen consoles with most likely next gen games, other than or probably needing to run was it but in sorry, I'm trying to remember what else there was to this point.
Well, while you think about that, I'm just gonna talk to these people for a moment. So what I've noticed is that Proton does really well on a lot of games. Most games I try on it work flawlessly, and as you said before, when anti-cheat gets working, it'll work on a lot more because oh, Epic. Well, on the bright side, I'm pretty sure that Steam did say that they're working with Epic Games with their, what's it called, a easy anti-cheat, and I think that there was one other anti-cheat company that they're working with to make it available with Proton. But I don't have experience with AMD graphics cards inside of Proton. I do know Nvidia seems to drastically reduce performance on Linux. Yeah. I'm a Nvidia shill. I will admit that. But I have a 3060. That's the only thing I could get my hands on. Well, I guess I will attempt to try it when I can get it. When I can get it. Because we all know here how difficult it is.
Yeah. So AMD build holiday 2021, maybe holiday 2022. Who knows? We shall see how all that rolls out. But yeah, I guess ultimately, sorry. I kind of forget a lot of the main points we were going through for the Steam Deck, but I guess to ultimately sum up my own thoughts on it is, was a great concept. It's just right now, it's definitely a rough sell. I hopefully do hope they to see like more development on this in the future. Who knows? Someone mentioned Steam Pro, Steam Deck Pro could be a thing. I don't know, Steam Deck 2. Start off with the concept build, work our way up from here.
Yeah. Wow. Then I guess I can't wait to actually try AMD. I really like Linux. My favorite distro has to be like either Mint, or I use Arch pretty often. I mean, I know Arch with Plasma KDE. I forget. I don't know. I'm not a GNOME guy. KDE, there you are. Perfect. Yeah, that's what I generally use. I completely agree. GNOME just doesn't feel right to me. Anyway, but yeah, Jared.
Yes.
So you have a Manjaro laptop right now, right?
Somewhere, yes. As the closest thing to a Linux build I've ever done. It was primarily because the rest of I don't know if I actually told you that, but the main reason why I even had a Manjaro laptop in the first place was because the other people on my team were all running Manjaro Linux, and it's like I should try that someday. I should actually venture more into the Linux space. I haven't done that in a long time. Do something other than just out of a necessity build. But yeah, I have an ancient Dell XPS 12, I believe. It was one of the first I think they ever did with their 2-in-1 concept with a touchscreen. And the only thing that I like that I will say that I like more than other like 2-in-1s is the fact that the screen's in like a little like hinge, that frame thing in the middle, so you just push that out instead of having to like fold your laptop in and stuff like that. I kind of miss that. I'm not gonna lie. It was just a fun thing to mess around with. I don't know if it's something that broke a lot. I'm assuming that's why they didn't do it after, or maybe it cost too much to make. But in any event, that ancient little laptop became home to the very first time I ever ran with Linux, which was Manjaro. And again, that's primarily because during a project group that I had in college, a majority of them were running Manjaro. So to make sure that we're all on the same page in the project, and I don't have to figure out, well, how do I run this in, like you said, Garuda instead of Manjaro? We just, if it works for one of us, it works for the rest. So, but in any event, yeah, I wouldn't mind checking out branching out more into Linux, learn more about the Penguin. But for now,
Penguin is king.
Oh, I would have been the same commands anyway. Yeah. So good to know. But yeah, in any event. So,
yeah, I like the customizability of Arch. You literally need to install everything.
Yeah. That's honestly the most impressive thing. That customizability, man. Love customizability.
Until you spend 3 hours being like, this should be working, but it isn't. Why?
But that's the fun part.
Hey,
Skyaz 1997 can agree. Oh, and welcome to the stream. Yeah. We fight for the ability to be unique, dang it. It may take hours. It may take days, but we'll get there. I believe.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Or
Fingers
you're just
crossed.
going to be stuck in a pile of code that means nothing.
Oh. That's how I lived my life through 5 years of college. That's what my GitHub page looks like right now. A pile of code that means absolutely nothing.
I'm sure it meant something a long time ago.
Yeah. I gotta purge my GitHub. I should just start a new one at this point. Create other projects. Create some kind of project. Anyway. That's my personal deal.
Yeah. I can't wait to try out Linux on something that's not NVIDIA then.
Yeah.
Because
right.
Yeah.
We gotta invest in AMD builds.
That's something I'm actually looking forward to again. Man, I really want... You know that every single time... Okay, remember when I first built this computer, Jared? How I was like using it in Linux, and then we tried playing a game, and I like kept going out of it.
I think I remember that.
That was painful.
That was rough.
I was like, I'm sorry.
It's okay, you tried.
I tried. I got forced back into the Windows life.
Yeah. I guess that's you can blame NVIDIA for that apparently.
Yeah. Well, I heard that was bad. Never realized it was that bad though.
Yeah, sounds like a fun experiment. Maybe we can do our AMD builds and then run a video on that.
Jared really does have a nice warm smile.
Oh, I assume you're talking about him. Okay, I'm pointing the right way.
I don't know.
Are you talking about both of us? I'm assuming the smiles are indeed warm.
Only thing warm around here is the actual temperature.
That's
Man,
true.
It's been some warm nights.
I probably shouldn't complain though. Was it? United States West Coast has been getting into the triple digits. Do we also play games?
Yes.
Have you ever seen a more perfect time to do a shameless plug?
No, I haven't. This has literally landed right in front of us. You wanna
so let's move on to the next ton. All right. Well, we do indeed play games from time to time. In fact, we even stream those from time to time. We don't do it here, right? This channel right here, this channel is all about talking about that tech stuff. But if you do want to see us play some games, in fact, I think right after this, we're looking to stream ourselves some Halo Combat Evolved over on our other Twitch channel, which I'll go ahead and leave in the chat, but you can follow us at, it'll be Quick Start Gaming. The Twitch link is a little bit weird because the twitch.tv/quickstartgaming in full is actually taken by someone who hasn't posted in 3 years. But you can find us at twitch.tv/quickstartgaming, essentially Quick Start without the I. And yeah, from there... Oh, thank goodness. I found the right one. Go ahead and leave it in chat if you guys want to check that out later tonight or later on. I think, yeah, if I recall correctly, we're doing Halo Combat Evolved later tonight. We've also been diving into No Man's Sky. So if you want to check us out, exploring the cosmos, trying to find this fellow called Artemis while trying not to die, or me trying not to die from him, then...
Okay, to be fair, I never thought that it would get you so close to dying.
To be fair, it has gotten me dead. It has gotten me dead 3 times. And you knew though, and you knew one. You've sacrificed me to those things for eggs.
Hey, those eggs are valuable.
So was my life.
Your life is not worth 1,000,000 credits.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Oh,
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to check us out on some gaming, Quick Start Gaming is the place to be. We also do it on YouTube as well. That you can find through proper Quick Start Gaming. That one's for sure.
yeah, that's the reason why we kept the name. But then we realized, oh no, how did we not notice this?
Yeah, it was an oversight on our part, but it's okay. We're just missing an I. It just means there's no I in Quick Start. There's an I in gaming still. I probably could have taken that out, but it's okay.
Anyway,
It's fine.
well, maybe we should start heading over there then. We've done
Alright,
our plug.
sounds good.
We said our news. We appreciate having so many people.
Thank you guys very much for tuning into this one. Thank you very much to No Duckres and Skyaz. I'm sorry, I added an A to an R to your name on accident. Your name if you're worried about it. Yeah. Well, we'll figure out a way to get it to work. The only thing right now we're just worrying about. Okay, I can refer to you as Sky. Thanks. That makes life easier. Yeah. Well, we'll figure out how to get that I back eventually, or we can just keep taking out vowels. One of the two. We'll see how. But in the meantime, yeah. Thank you, No Duckers and Sky, for the follows. Greatly appreciated.
Yeah, thank you. I hope that we'll see you in just a few moments. So yeah, see you on the other channel. Thanks for watching.
See you.